Tell me what's going on. You 21 pounds down. Are you
Yeah,
pleased with that?
21 pounds. Yeah, feel good. Feel really good, especially with, I feel like the last 3 or 4 weeks, I just had stuff going on every week. I was out of town with my brother and dad for 5 days, and then Thanksgiving, I was out of town, and then had 2 weekends away with some friends where I went to like their ranches or something. And so even in that time, was still able to, at the very least, maintain, but still able to lose some weight during that time. And so, yeah, I feel great with that. I feel a lot better.
Fantastic.
Yeah, still want to lose more, but I think
Yeah.
my goal has also changed where I want to lose a little bit more even than I originally did.
Remind me of the starting weight and where you are now.
214 was my starting weight, and 193 is where I'm at now.
193. And where do you want to get to?
Originally I wanted to get to about 185, and now I'm thinking around 180.
180. Because now very often happens when people realize, shit, this works, and I can do it. I've got the results. That initial goal seems, yeah, I know I can do better than that. So I'm pleased that you said that 180. So another 13 pounds to go. So,
Yeah.
and it's great that you said that for everyone that's going to see this, even you still had a life. You still went to see friends. You still did things within this 12 weeks. And
Yeah.
as you said, at least maintained, if not losing weight every single week. You didn't put any on.
Right.
So what do you think was the thing that stood out? What was the game changer in this 12 weeks? So now you've done things before. What made this work for you, Walker?
Yeah, I think once I realized like how to eat to maintain feeling full and not feeling like I have to overeat or indulge in different things. Yeah, I think that was the biggest game changer, tracking the calories, realizing like, oh, okay, if I eat this much protein and what kind of foods have that much protein in it versus, eating like nuts where they have good amount of protein, but they also have super high in fats or,
Yeah.
little things like that you're told like is great, but it has a ton of carbs. And so it doesn't keep you
Sure.
as full as much. And so just little things like that, figuring out how to eat protein to make myself feel more full. And then listening to my body more, listening and going, okay, am I feeling fuller? Do I need to eat more? Yeah.
So
I think that was
having that education around, because there's losing weight, but you actually learn how different foods make you feel, and
Yeah.
it's educating, learning. Oh, I didn't realize there was that many calories in a so-called healthy source, which is fine. You can be very
Yeah.
healthy, but have a shitload of calories. Like you said, nuts is a classic example. Yeah, there's a little bit of protein, but there's way more fat. Or even though it's good fat, it will still make you gain body fat if you eat too much
Yeah.
of them. If you go to surplus. What would you say would be the one piece of advice that would make someone think, you know what, I should go ahead and do this? What would be your one, if you were coaching yourself and you were umming and ahhing about whether to join, what would you say to yourself?
I don't think that anything in this program was the most groundbreaking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
All of it was rooted in science and not super high level to where I couldn't understand it or was brand new information. But having it presented and taking the first step was what I really needed to do this. I was talking to my wife about it, and yeah, maybe I could have done this on myself, but it would have taken me a hell of a lot longer. And I don't know if I would have actually ever started or if I needed a push. And really, the accountability of sitting in my macros and having the one-on-one calls and doing all of those things is what gave me the push to actually take it seriously. And then all of the modules, I think for me were game changers, learning about sleep and all of the different things that you provided that way. So yeah, that's why I would take the step again.
No, I appreciate that. And I want to reiterate what you said there. And it might sound like I'm dumbing down my own program, but I'm not. I'm actually, you made a great point. What I show people to do, there's nothing groundbreaking in it. In fact, you can get all of it right now on the internet. The difference is, what I've done is I've tried to package it together in a way that you start from the beginning, get to the end, and actually take action. And you did that. You said you turned up to all the calls, you sent your feedback form in every single week. We made progress, and that's why I was sitting here 12 weeks later, a stone and a half down, as we say in England. I know you guys don't know what a stone is, but it's 14 pounds.
like
I know you,
four-
I know
okay, I
you
was like-
do. Yeah, I know
It's
you
like
do,
14 or 15 pounds. I knew that.
14 pounds, yeah. And what's funny is when you get to 2 stone, it's not 2 stones, which it should be in the English language. It's 2 stone. We randomly, I guess it's like 1 sheep, isn't it? It's 2 sheep rather than 2 sheeps. So a stone is, I think it's from the old medieval times when they used to get a stone and put it on a scale and
Really?
weigh things. And it's crazy how these things have kept on in the English language, isn't it? But
Yeah.
they're stone and a half down to 21 pounds. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, look, thanks for being an amazing client. You've got the job, and now the job is to go on from 193 to 180. So is there any reason why you couldn't do that? There's none, is there?
No, not at all. Not at all. I feel great doing it. Have a new goal written down, right behind you on the wall, right behind there. And so, I feel good about losing those 13 pounds, giving myself about 8 weeks to do that. So yeah, I feel great. I feel like I know how to do that and will do that. And then whenever I start to change to maintain that, just changing the calories in my FitnessPal and figuring out how to just maintain then at that point. So
that's it. And the aim is obviously to get you guys off MyFitnessPal. You don't want to be tracking for life, but it's just a great way of just, the aim is always to get you off that. But it's the best way that we know to keep you focused, get the result. Because as you've learned, it really is simply an equation. When we get that balance right, it works. It only works 100% of the time. So the odds are always in your favor. Only 100% of the time. So when someone says they're not losing weight, I always think, well, okay, let's look at what you're eating. It'll always come down to what someone's putting in their mouth. So I'm glad that it's worked for you, or rather you worked for it rather than it working for you, because it does work for everyone, but you've got to still take action. Thanks for being an awesome client, Walker, and we shall speak soon. Take care.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gav.